Hey everybody, Soybean Farmer here, October 27th. Yeah, I think it's 27th. I'm back here by this little small patch of beans that I put the fertilizer on. It's 5-20-20. And over there on that side still got green leaves on them, but over here on this side they're looking pretty naked. These look pretty good. Looks like I'm going to be putting fertilizer on all that I plant next year. I'm right pleased. These were planted late. Everything was so wet when I was in here. This was the late planted. I believe these were right around June 26th. But that fertilizer did the trick. There's beans out there 4 foot tall. Got beans from the bottom all the way to the top. It's going to be an interesting little spot to cut. I want to make doggone sure I get that combine dialed back in for beans before I come over here and get in a nice thick spot like this. And this right over here, this didn't get any fertilizer, and as the top leaves are coming off of them, these are dropping back down to the height I usually see, 3 foot. But they got a lot of beans on them, so I like these little plants like this that just loaded, just fat, full of beans. So anyhow, I just thought I'd give you a look. I'm working on my project, expanding this back field back here. That's what those look like. They've still got green in them, still got leaves on them. Beautiful day here today. It's about 60 degrees. I'm off work, yay, here to play on the farm. I'll take you back here and show you what I've been working on this morning. But I just thought I'd stop as I had lunch and had a chicken salad sandwich. It was good too. If you ever try Swiss cheese on a chicken salad sandwich, it sure does taste good. And I got me a big old cup of coffee, and now I'm headed back over there. Man, I'm impressed with what that fertilizer did here. I mean, that's about an extra foot in height right out there. I don't remember, well, in the first 2 years that I started doing beans here 17 years ago, there was a lot of fertilizer in this land where cousin Scotty Rock had been doing tobacco. And I think I picked up on that fertilizer. Heard Jeff Raymond say something the other day about putting out fertilizer. Wish he'd give out the numbers that he was using. Well, I'm blown away with this. I'm glad I did this little experiment. I haven't seen beans this tall. These are going to be fun to cut, and especially in here on these little tight rows. Getting excited about getting in that combine this year. Well, let's go back to work, y'all. Bye for now. I'll film a little bit more in a little bit. Well, what I'm doing back here on the job site is I'm knocking off the limbs on these trees, on this line of trees, just as high up as I can reach, which is about 13 foot with that pole saw right there, and chipping it all up. But the plan is, from you see right there, I'm going to move this field all the way to there. And for 2 years, let's see, 2016, I planted sweet grazer sorghum. They're all out in here, and I planted it real thick. I didn't do anything with it but let it go to seed, and here's some of it. That's what it looks like right there. That's the seed in it in my hand. The camera will focus. But we mowed it with the gymo and actually cut it up to this. Cousin Scotty Rock did it one Saturday while I was at work. He cut this land up real good, and he planted wheat. This was our biggest field of wheat right out here. And the wheat didn't do worth a flip right back in here. It's mostly red dirt in here. And it just never has done much. But the sorghum project, all that sorghum seed was laying in the ground. It came back up, and you can see it's thin and sparse, but it came back, and I've mowed it 2 or 3 times. And I've got a nice bunch of organic matter laying here on the ground. So that was my goal, was to get some organic matter in this. But you come on over here, you can see the sorghum starting to look a little thicker right in here. We're getting back into better dirt. That over there, not so much, but this is getting a little better here. And then as you get over here, you get to where I stopped planting beans. This dirt out here is good dirt, but these still got a lot of leaves on them to come off, and some more drying down to do. I see a lot of green in the stalks, and I still see some leaves in them. But there was no fertilizer put on this, and I got beans out here, good 3 foot tall. So I'm kind of excited about that fertilizer project right over there, what that told me. I'm still gonna get my soil test to see how much to put out. Potassium and potash is what it really needs. But it still looks good. This is a good yield back here. Beans are gonna be small, but they'll be beans. Yeah, that's all wet and soft. So I've been mowing down through here to keep a little pathway between that sorghum, but I'm gonna take my plow. I got a problem with that plow. The trips on it, they work too good. I need to figure out how to tighten them up. I think we figured out that thing was a John Deere F125. If anybody knows anything about how to tighten up those trips so they don't trip out so easy, that would sure be some handy information for me. But this will be a fun field to cut. Looks like a good stand of beans out here. I'm happy about it, and they're clean. I had a real good success with the spraying. I caught it perfect. Had a water hemp problem, but that spray worked. The Flex Star did a fine job in this. This is that field I sprayed early in the morning. Had a real heavy dew on it, and I used that soap trick that I use to make the herbicide stick to the weeds. This will be a fun riding field right here because it is so clean. Field up yonder's clean. It's just the ones over there on the front side of the farm by the highway. It's got to be full of weeds so everybody can ride by and see it. And the pretty stuff's back here in the back where nobody can see it. Of course, there's that field over there that the deer ate. And there's a little bit of beans in the corner over there. I'm probably going to use that as a test area for setting up the combine, figuring out how to get back from the wheat settings to bean settings. I know about where to dial it in, and then go out there and run about 20-25 yards and stop, give a visual check, see what's going on with it, and see what kind of adjustments I need to make between the chafer and the sieve and the fan. You can pretty much tell about the rasbar cylinder speed by setting that down around about 400, 450, somewhere in there. Run it too fast, you'll get split beans, you'll get damage. Don't run it fast enough, you won't shell all the beans. Of course, that's got a lot to do with the distance between the rasbar cylinder and the concave. But I know exactly where I had that set because I got a scratch mark on the dial. I'll just dial it back into that. But on this project, I'm right there. And I got that much left to do. Cutting these limbs off and cleaning this up. Because I'm going to move the field all the way back over to here. 20 years ago, I took this dirt out of here to build my driveway and level up the land where I built the shop and the barn. And now I regret it. I wish I hadn't have done that. Because I know what it's going to take to get this land right. Bunch of fertilizer, bunch of lime. I've never used fertilizer, but I see the results of doing it over there. So bunch of fertilizer, bunch of lime. Make me some beans on this land back here. Probably might be able to find some dirt off a construction site. Probably going to cost me a pretty penny, but I can fill this back in with that. But from right here on out here, on down there where the truck's sitting, I'm going to take that plow, if I can keep those things from tripping, and tear up this land in here and put beans on it. I'm going to move that edge of that field over there more down in that meadow strip, probably about, I'm thinking about 6 feet all the way down the whole line. So I'm going to have more beans next year than I've had any year. Well, let me get back to work, y'all. Let's see what we get done here today. Soybean farmer, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Bye, y'all. Well, it's a couple hours later, but I finished it up. Got all the way down here to this corner. I'm out of breath. And I'm all loaded up now. And I'm headed to the house, and I'm calling it a day. And if that thing will focus, come on, focus. Focus. I guess it's not going to focus that close. Oh well, it's 6 o'clock. So, I'm pleased. That's going to work sweet. Now I'll just move the road over here right next to this line of trees and be able to get all that back in beans next year. Everybody, soybean farmer, thanks for watching. Bye, y'all.